No lie, just bought 3 Ghost energy drinks. About to get crazy today. Just kidding. Guys, it is, what is it today? I don't even know. I think it's the 22nd. So, been hammering on Barry's car. Obviously, been working on Barry's for a while. But, you know, it's TX2K time, so it's time to really get it dialed in. But we're really close. Last weekend, I didn't even film it, but I took a photo, I think. But we had to remake part of the main charge pipe on the top side. Just went and fit. We always had trouble with it fitting last year. Just didn't fit right with where the turbos were. So ended up remaking the top side of it. And then, of course, you know, you go to put other stuff back and it throws everything else off. So, but we've got everything literally in the car. Got all the Brown & Miller hoses and everything mounted. There's 2 hoses that ended up not working because I had to move the water pump last minute. So I moved the water pump last night. It wasn't going to work where it was, unfortunately. So got to make those new lines. But I'm not leaving the shop today until this thing starts, or this weekend. It takes all weekend. But we are signed up for a private rental next weekend, the 28th, with Barry's car. And so we are not leaving the shop till that thing is running. Everything else... should, you know, left on a good note with the suspension and everything. Last time I ran the car and the transmission got refreshed. Everything's good there. So really the only thing that changed was the engine and the dry sump setup. So we just got to get all that stuff working, make sure it's all good, and then we can go to this test session next Saturday. That's the ideal thing. That's, you know, sometimes it never works out like that. But we're not leaving until this damn thing starts. Oh man, that car always kicks my ass right at the end. So we're headed over to the shop. I'll try and take some video today, but hopefully you'll be seeing the car start in this video. Joe's gonna come over. We're gonna put on pump gas for the first fire up, get the rings seated hopefully today, make sure the dry sump's all working, make sure all the cooling stuff's working, you know, make sure all the electronics are working, there's no bad sensors or anything, and we're gonna fire this thing up today. I'm pretty excited. It's been a while. Not a ton of changes, but the changes we did make were massive, you know. Changed the engine, changed to a dry sump, and that changes everything. So, we're headed over. Let's get this day going. All right, about to prime the oil pump. We got to put the motor mount back, but trying to make sure there's no leaks here while we're priming it. There's a lot going on here. A lot of shit. So guys, got it fired up last night. She fired right up, which is really exciting because it's been down for quite a while. So last year, our struggles with the car were that we had just switched it over to mechanical fuel pump setup. That's when we had the new turbo kit, new transmission, new converter. All that stuff was new, so we're trying to figure that out last year. So TX2K last year is kind of like a test session for us, which it is for a lot of people because TX2K and FL2K, they're just the big races that everybody wants to hit. TX2K mainly because it's the beginning of the year. No one's shit is usually figured out. Everyone wants to bring out their fresh builds, and it happens to us almost every year. So we actually got the car running really good after TX2K. We made some changes, and I actually took it to Streetcar Takeover, Oklahoma, and it actually did really well, but that engine is the original engine, not the original engine, but the second engine I had in the car. And so it's been going on 3 years, I guess, and same aluminum rods. And so in the background, RPG, Willett RPG, has been building us a really badass engine. And we're waiting on that one, and so now it's in the car. So the biggest changes is that it's a dry sump setup, so we had to fab and relocate everything. So a lot of big changes there. We did new headers, so we had to do whole new turbo kit. The charge pipe kind of worked, but I had to remake part of it, and then we had to clearance it for the oil tank because there's just a lot of shit up here now. But yeah, the biggest change is that it's a dry sump motor, and the old motor was literally but it was a super nice 5.2 sleeved O-ring, aluminum rod motor, still stock crank. And the biggest downfall was it just had basic ass Gen 2 heads on it with some cams, just off the shelf comp cams. So now it's still 5.2 sleeved O-ring, aluminum rod, but it's a billet crankshaft. And now it's got GT350 heads on it, custom cams, all the super nice stuff. So this is like an all-out motor. Good morning, Anthony. Hello. So this is a really badass motor. Couple things are custom spec'd for us, but Will knocked out of the park with this engine. So this is like a whole new setup for us. But nothing else really changed. The turbos are the same. Fuel system's the same. Trans is the same. We got it refreshed after Oklahoma. All the suspension's the same. So really, we just got to line out the tuning side of it, get the engine running, which it's running, just got to tweak a few things, and hopefully be ready for the rental.
Oh my God.
It's been absolutely crazy. You guys know TX2K time is wild. We have, I think, 3 or 4 cars we're trying to race there. So we're trying to wrap those up at the same time as those 3 or 4 like cars that are racing at TX2K. We still have our normal builds and normal repair stuff that we have that we just try and fit in because we got to keep the shop rolling. So all the cars that are pretty much going to 2K, they're like scheduled long time ago because they usually are at the shop off and on. You know, like Barry's car, it's at the shop all the time because we maintenance it and whatever, get it ready all, year round. And it's always a big project. Then we got Lonzo's car, which we did some upgrades, went out to SCT, then we hit a private rental, and his car just needed like some small things. some safety stuff for 2K, like the cross bolts. Need a new bumper. The bumper was failing on it. Some of the mounts need to be redone. Needed tires, needing, a little bit of suspension stuff, a little bit of maintenance. So his was pretty easy, but just something we had to get done before 2K. And then we have my truck, which my truck's actually pretty much lined out. So I left it at my house, and I'm kind of just cleaning up some stuff because we upgraded turbos, so I had to change the downpipes, but I didn't fully remake the downpipes. I just adapted them because they were a larger size flange. So the Cerakote got kind of jacked up when we went through different iterations, and then blowing the engine, got oil everywhere. So my truck's ready. I'm just doing some small changes to it. I'm getting the turbos repowder coated. I'm remaking the downpipes, remaking the dump tubes for the wastegates, changing some lines and clamps, just small stuff. So my truck's staying at home, and I just work on it randomly here and there for like 30 minutes. So it's not a big deal. And then we've got Bob's car, which we had to send his transmission out to get checked, make sure it was good. Bob's is kind of the one, I know when he watches this, but we don't know if his will be ready because we had to send the transmission back, get that checked, send the converter back, get that checked. So his is kind of in limbo right now. We're waiting on the transmission and converter to come back from being gone through. So, and then we have Nick's car, which is like the wild card. So Nick's is a last minute deal. It's been at the shop for a little bit just because Nick, he works all the time. So it's just been chilling at the shop, and we were just going to put a motor in it and race it whenever we got time to. And then it was like, oh, let's get it ready for 2K. Why not? We got plenty of time. So, and then like I said, beyond those four, we have our normal scheduled builds. Like Mason's car, we just did big project, converted to single turbo, did a built 6R80 in-house, did a converter, watt box, stager, buttons, pass-through, new bumper, carbon trim ring, drag wing, a bunch of other little stuff. So that was a big project. We just wrapped that one up. We're tuning it right now. We had an ATS-V come through for some fuel system stuff, bunch of 10R80 stuff. Had a couple F-150s in for 10R80 builds. We just finished up a Whipple build right before that. And so, yeah. So it's really crazy this time of year. It's just how it goes. And then we have people that, drop off for diagnostic and stuff, and we try and get to that when we can. We had an insurance job for a motor for someone's insurance that they claimed insurance on a motor, yada, yada. I mean, it's just, there's a lot going on. So anyways, and then we got the website too. So shout out my guys holding it down, helping me out. And shout out Kennedy for holding down the website. But yeah, it's just crazy right now. So biggest thing is, though, we got Barry's started on the fresh motor dry sump deal. Got it running, got it on the chip, literally one whack on it, and it got right up on the two-step. So tune looks good. Joe looked it over. He's just got to put some safeties in now. We had some safeties in before, but now just kind of reconfiguring and making some very specific ones, because with a dry sump setup, if you toss a belt, that's it. No more oil pressure. So putting in some safeties on that and a couple other safeties. And so we're wrapping up Barry's. Gonna try and hit the private rental this weekend. We still got to do a few things, obviously, but the major stuff is done and ready. Now it's just some cleanup work and get it race ready. So huge thanks to everybody following along. Check us out, coyotedirect.com. If you need something, be patient, because we're really busy right now. But just really thankful for how everything's going right now. Got my truck ready, Barry's car's ready, Lonzo's car's pretty much ready, Nick's maybe, we'll see, Nick. And Bobby's, I mean, we would have it ready if we could get the transmission back in time, but that's not up to me. So we'll see you guys on the next one.